Hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk about the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, written by Robert T. Kiyosaki. Well, some of you would have already read this book, while others are planning to buy and read this book. And for the second category of people, probably you are here because you want to know how this book is and whether it is worth buying the book or not. Well, I have been hearing this book, the name of this book, for like past 10, 12, for so long now. And trust me, I always had this impression in my mind that this is just one of those books in the category where it is trying to tell you that how you can become rich. Of course, the name suggests that, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I had this impression that it's just another self-help book, giving you some tips on how to become rich faster and some best practices. And so I decided that let me go through this book. It's been so many years that I had been avoiding reading this book, thinking that it would give me impractical advice or suggestions. But then with this year starting, I made a resolution that every month I will read one new book. And to start with, why not read Rich Dad, Poor Dad? So I purchased this book online and I started reading the soft copy of the book. And to my amaze, this was one of the best books that I had ever read. And I really regret why I never read this book before. I should have read this book long back. And had that happened, I would have probably made more wiser decisions with regards to my finances. So what I'm trying to tell here is that this book is definitely worth a read, because it's not just a self-help book, but it is more of an eye-opener. It will tell you all about the wrong decisions that you have been taking with regards to your finances in the past. And of course, also how you can improve your finances, your investments, and your earnings in the future. So let's get started on the top 10 lessons that I have learned from this book, which I would want to share with you. First is change your thought. So by changing every negative can't do thought into a can do makes your attitude healthy, right? So generally, what's the tendency of a middle class or a poor person? They think that money is not, or becoming rich is just a dream for us. We are not meant to be rich. So first thing that you need to do is get out of that mental attitude, because there is no such definition that only rich are likely to be rich and poor are likely to remain poor. It's just that we have created that kind of definition in our mind that we need to come out of. The second lesson that I would want to share with all of you is that take risk and gain experience to become smart, which means that you should always know and be willing to take calculated risks in every walk of your life. And especially if you are unmarried or you are yet to start your family, then that's a perfect time when you should be able to take a risk, because you do not have any liabilities. You are young and you can take risks in your careers, in your finances, in many aspects. So take that risk and gain experience, because there is nothing that can beat experience. We can do 100 courses from different universities, but there is no such teacher like experience. And with experience, you become smarter. When you have burnt your fingers, that's when you have actually learned. And that is why I always emphasize on taking risks. Third is gain financial knowledge. It's often seen that most of us, including myself, we do know that money is important. We know that we should be average spenders, or probably we should not spend so much but rather save it. But there is a difference between the word saving and investing. For a long time, we have been made to believe that saving is equal to investing, but this book will tell you why saving is not equal to investing. These are completely two different things. So Try to gain financial knowledge. How can you do that? You can do that by reading this book, number one. And number two, by reading a lot of articles on financial articles or news or many other things that talks about a given financial instrument, how it works. Then fourth is stay focused. Focus on opportunities or invest in businesses to build more assets and generate a strong flow of income. So do you know why some businessmen are very successful while others are not? Why some people who are salaried or who are working in companies are very successful while others are not? The only difference is their focus. So when you are focusing on your environment, on your surroundings, and you're grabbing the opportunity that just comes right in front of you, that's what makes the difference. So learn to be focused and know what you want from life, from your career, from your finances, and that should really help. Point number 5 would be pay taxes like corporates. Now this is something that I learned from this book, that corporates, why are they richer? Businessmen, why are they richer? Because they pay lesser taxes compared to the amount of money that they earn. While we, the salaried class, we end up paying taxes on everything that we earn, everything that we spend, on everything, practically everything we are paying taxes. Even if we increase or get a raise to our salary, again, we end up paying more taxes. So higher the salary, higher the taxes. But on the other hand, a businessman or corporate, if they are earning, they are able to show these taxes as deductions on their balance sheet. So basically, they are getting the benefit of deduction and they end up paying lesser taxes. So that's the whole difference why you would always see that the working class is always complaining about the government policies and government supporting the businesses more. It is nothing like that. Trust me, it's nothing like that. It's just the way things work. Businesses, because they are running, they are allowed to show the taxes as expenses on their balance sheet, whereas the salaried individuals are not allowed to show these as an expense. Then point number 6 would be invent money. So familiarize yourself with the different forms of investment techniques and strategies and opt for independent research services to take better decisions. And then 7th would be work to acquire life skills, not for money. So when it comes to life skill, so what is a life skill? Swimming is a life skill because if at all you were to drown, if you know swimming, you would be safe. In the same way, a life skill in terms of money is knowing where to put your money and how to diversify your investments so that even if one investment does not pay off, the other investment is there to save you. So acquire more life skills that would help you seek meaningful information from the environment that you are living in. And 8th would be control your emotions. Learn to channelize your emotional balance and be focused on accomplishing your financial goals. So one of the common things that people do, especially the youngsters do with their salary, is that they just go and buy all the expensive things, an iPhone or probably that car, that their dream car. Of course, it's nothing wrong with that, but then at some point of time, you should know that right now I should not be spending so much, but rather I should be investing so that I'm in a financially comfortable or a stable situation where I can buy whatever I want. Then there are a bunch of other things to take away from this book. The poor and middle class work for money while the rich have money work for them, which is very true. If you are a salaried individual, if you are working under someone, you know that all our life we have been working for someone. All that we get is a fixed amount of salary every month. But on the other hand, the people for whom we are working, they do not have any fixed earning every month. Some months they could earn very huge, on other months they could earn probably even more. Some months may not be that good. So effectively, they are in a position where they are not dependent on a monthly paycheck. Their earnings rise and fall based on how they are running the business. It does not matter how much you make, it also matters how much you keep. That makes the entire difference. You can get rich working for someone else, but it also takes a lot of time. How many working class people are able to make it? Not many. Probably 80-20 rule comes into play, which says that 80% of world's wealth lies with only 20% of the individuals. Taxes, which are the largest expense for any one of us, try to take advantages of these taxes. And sales and communication are vital skills that you need to focus on, regardless of what processes, where you're working, for whom you're working. So these are just the key things that I would want to share with you. And if you are planning to buy this book, I would again emphasize that it is one of the best books, and no reason why it is a top bestseller. And if you haven't read this book earlier, I hope you read this book now, because it will fill you with a plethora of wisdom. So what are you waiting for? Go grab your copy of this book and read it by your own, and you would know why this book is highly recommended. I wish you a happy reading, and do leave your feedback once you have completed this book. That would help us to connect with what we learned from this book, and also what are your plans? Do share with me. Do you plan to implement the learnings and lessons from this book going forward? For me, yes, I have already started applying it, and I hope that it's going to help me in future. With that, signing off today. Thank you very much for watching this video, rather hearing me out. Bye.